And I hope you're all staying quite safe following the recent storms. So as well as being a vice president, I do also volunteer within other parts of IOSH. So I've been a committee member of the Merseyside branch. I've been chair of IOSH's consultancy group and also member of the nominations committee and IOSH's council. I'm currently the communications coordinator for IOSH's North Cumbria district and presidential team representative on IOSH's member representation steering group. For those who have not heard of the member representation steering group, we're trying to reach out to members to hear your views. So hopefully you would have seen invitations to connect with council that would come out via email. And I would actually urge you all to pop along and actually take that opportunity to give us some feedback. And it's a great opportunity to have your voice as a member of IOSH actually heard. So let me move on to Catch the Wave, and I'll just share my screen. So hopefully, yeah, let me just go onto my screen, make sure we'll be able to hear some sound. So hopefully, can you actually see the Catch the Wave screen there?
Yeah, that's fine, Jo.
Great, thanks very much. So let's move on to Catch the Wave. So to start with, let's just remind ourselves of IOSH's vision, as it'll help us to understand that power of Catch the Wave. So IOSH's vision is to drive a safer and healthier world of work. But how can we actually achieve this? Well, Catch the Wave is an initiative for the OSH profession and all OSH professionals to focus on people and social sustainability. Especially post-COVID, for many of us and our organisations, the world of work has and is still changing against a backdrop of global complex challenges. People are rebalancing their focus on the environment, economics, and employment both directly and across supply chains. But what is social sustainability in this new world of work? Well, very often sustainability goes hand in hand with a focus on the environment, but sustainability is more than just the environment. The UN definition of sustainability is around meeting the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their needs. In business, we understand what this means to consider the broader aspects of our organisations and to enable them to keep growing and to move forward. In the world of work, sustainability means the balance of people, planet, and profit. This understanding is also known as this triple bottom line, and it was a phrase that was coined by a founding father of the sustainability movement, John Elkington. John Elkington is an author, advisor, and serial entrepreneur. He's an authority on corporate responsibility and sustainable development. He's written, co-authored over 20 books on this topic. John Elkington recognised and actually endorsed Catch the Wave as a vital step in rebalancing sustainability in the new world of work, highlighting the need for a focus on people and broader society. It's about creating a balance. Everything is connected, and without this balance, we become more and more unsustainable. We're consuming natural and social capital faster than we can actually generate them. So social sustainability is fundamentally about people, how we invest in them, how we develop them, and how this translates into a broader organisational relationship and into our communities. Organisations are becoming increasingly aware of the importance of social sustainability, and IOSH also recognises its responsibility to influence business and add value. Any social sustainability can be summed up simply as the impact an employer has on people and the wider society. So with this in mind, Catch the Wave has been launched as a vehicle to educate employers to understand how to harness this impact to be a force for good. During and post-COVID, the roles and functions of the OSH profession have been under the spotlight. As an OSH professional, my day-to-day activities have people at the heart of everything. Communication, participation, and consultation is key. Many organisations are on board with social sustainability and are recognising the value our profession can actually add. The role of the OSH profession has to play within an organisation isn't something new to IOSH. Back in 2018, IOSH produced a report named The Healthy Profit. The report indicated that IOSH was not seen by most businesses as an essential part of their success. Only 31% of business leaders stated that IOSH professionals were considered to be a central component in creating a positive, productive work culture. IOSH argued that investments in and commitments to IOSH boost organisational performance, productivity and profitability. This aligned with global changes already starting to happen. Changes in demographics, technology, work practices, and life expectancy are among trends that are transforming the environment in which we work. And in these environments, the risk of injury, illness, or loss of life are evolving also. Though developed systems are available to protect the safety, health, and well-being of people at work, some 2.78 million work-related deaths still occur every year worldwide. Over 380,000 are fatal accidents, with 2.4 million the result of occupational diseases, including cancer. Such large numbers are difficult to comprehend. They can merely give global scale to the human cost of health and safety failures. They provide the backdrop, however, for a global drive to reduce the number of people killed, injured, or made ill through work. Governments and businesses understood years ago that something needs to be done for development to be sustained. The world was already changing as far back as the Millennium Development Goals of 2000. And in 2015, the Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs, were ratified by 193 countries. The UN has 165 targets spanning their 17 Sustainable Development Goals. They were agreed in 2015 and gained worldwide support, demonstrating governments' commitments to jointly tackle the world's pressing challenges of poverty, hunger, disease, premature death, and climate change. At the same time, many of the world's most successful companies saw advantages in aligning their corporate strategies and policies with these people-focused goals. They reflect human needs, human rights, our resources, pretty much everything that's important to sustain a high quality of life. The United Nations Global Compact is the world's largest corporate sustainability initiative, with an aim for companies to align their strategies and operations with universal principles on human rights, labour, environment, and anti-corruption, and to take action that advantage societal goals. Its signatories sees business as a force for good and agree that by committing to sustainability, businesses can take shared responsibility for achieving a better world. IOSH has been a participant since the 8th of March 2021 and joined over 15,000 organisations that are operating in over 160 countries, supporting this initiative. The UN Global Compact are inspiring, supporting and guiding these companies to do business responsibly and take action for a more sustainable future. Businesses are recognising their role and responsibilities in achieving systemic change. The world has since begun to realise that healthy work is vital to healthy, sustainable lives. Everything we do is interconnected, and the pandemic has shown this. If we concentrate on profits, our people suffer. We have limited resources to deal with climate change. If we pull one side, it affects another. By creating psychologically and physically safe and health work, our people will be able to embrace the challenges we are now facing within a network of support and clear purpose. A force as powerful as any other has emerged over the past 2 years, creating demand in the workforce. COVID has accelerated calls to repay the trust placed in people, to keep businesses and essential services going throughout this time of crisis. The way we work has and is still shifting. If I reflect back to how I worked pre-COVID and now, there are some considerable changes, thankfully for the better for both my clients, my family, and for me. Although employment levels have been fluctuating, figures recently released show there are still large numbers of vacancies that organisations are struggling to fill. We have to acknowledge there is a global skills crisis, and the manner in which we retain our talent has become more critical than ever. But we're not just workers or employers, we're also consumers. People are more aware of sustainability and the impacts of the supply chain. We'll have to conduct more research on an organisation to see how they operate, but not just as a consumer of products and services. We know people coming into the workforce are now asking more questions about how organisations operate, how they treat their staff, about their health, their safety, and their well-being. Take a second to think about your purchasing habits. Have you changed following increased awareness of sustainability? Just take a look at the figures published by Deloitte around sustainability and consumer behaviour. In the last 12 months, 49% of consumers bought seasonal products and 45% of consumers bought more locally produced products. Nearly 1 in 3 consumers claim to have stopped purchasing certain brands of products because of their ethical or sustainability-related concerns about them. It's really significant what we can do as consumers and the impact we can have. There are also increasing demands from the investor community for better environmental, social and governance reporting to demonstrate evidence of sustainable practices aligned to Sustainable Development Goals and other emerging measures. Most recently, asset managers concerned about risk to financial growth have identified how people and how they treat across supply chains hold the key to secure investments. Those organisations who have managed this well have more success. This links into the work by the UN with the Sustainable Development Goals to support the ongoing success of these organisations. This all links into customer expectations for higher standards of ethical investment. As part of my day job, I'm involved in the completion of tenders, pre-qualification questionnaires with my clients. Increasingly, the questions and evidence we have to provide is around sustainability. The health, safety and well-being of people in all sizes of an organisation and across supply chain is fundamental to this. IOSH recognises all these changes, and we're at the forefront of setting a vision for action for employers, workers, governments, regulators and OSH professionals. We are at a unique moment in time when the decision we make and the decisions we fail to make will be scrutinised by future generations to come. So let's show you how work matters. Just got a short video and hopefully it will start again.
There's an
And as we thought we might have, is a little pause. There we go. Hopefully it will start again.
unstoppable wave of change moving across the global business landscape, cascading through boardrooms, sending ripples through supply chains and beyond. It's time to catch the wave. The COVID-19 pandemic, climate crisis, and rise of social justice movements around the world have all accelerated thinking beyond the here and now. What does it mean to be a responsible, sustainable, resilient business built on solid environmental, social, and governance principles? It all starts with people. It's no coincidence that those businesses setting high standards for the treatment of their workforces, communities, and supply chains reap rewards with stronger performance and growth. Our connected world expects organisations to prioritise public good and behave responsibly. Employees and customers will call out poor working conditions and demand better. But this is not just about doing the right thing. Social sustainability is the backbone of corporate resilience. It supports stronger operational performance and cash flow. And right now, that feels more critical than ever. The environment has been the flagship cause driving the corporate sustainability agenda. Now it's time to put people alongside planet and profit, to unlock and unleash the tremendous value that lies in our global workforce. IOSH is working alongside international organisations, including UN agencies and initiatives, such as the World Health Organization, ILO, and UN Global Compact, to harness the collective energy of progressive businesses. Together, we're making a long-term commitment to drive social sustainability forward, with a global force of safety and health professionals making change happen on the ground. Because safer environments and enlightened attitudes to health and well-being, diversity and inclusion are all safety and health issues too. And COVID-19 has shown just how vital it is to protect people. If businesses are not just to survive, but thrive. Together, we can be part of a global network of resilient, profitable businesses and organisations that flourish equitably and sustainably around safe, healthy workforces. It's time for a new world of work. It's time to catch the wave with IOSH.
Leaders and employers recognise the contributions their workforces have made. They've reached out to IOSH professionals to engage in ensuring people's health, safety and well-being at work. We have an incredible skill set to be able to evaluate the risk and work with organisational colleagues to focus on the highest priorities. Our skills as IOSH professionals are in demand. We need to harness this in the right way. At this critical moment, IOSH professionals have been adapting and evolving to prevent risk and enable business continuity and operational effectiveness. IOSH professionals are making vital connections between boards, operational managers, and the wider workforce. We're probably one of the few roles within an organisation that feeds into all departments. We have access to all areas. We are often the enabler or facilitator to make a change within a business. But in order to do this, we need to learn about governance and collaborate with all aspects of our organisations so that the key messages we care about are embraced at the highest level. To appreciate all this, it's worth understanding the larger systems we're all part of. This slide shows the relationship between occupational safety and health, environment, and sustainable development. Our profession engages across many areas of an organisation. So with this in mind, you can see how our profession has an opportunity to make a difference. In my role as an independent consultant, I'm involved in the implementation of management systems. And nothing actually excites me more than seeing an organisation embrace occupational health and safety as a core aspect of its operations and the difference it can make across the whole organisation. However, I'm not just there as the IOSH professional in an occupational health and safety silo, but collaborating on many aspects of a business, including environmental and, more importantly, sustainable development. But this can't be done alone. To ensure we harness the right talent across our supply chains, it will take for people to feel valued, invested in, and empowered, where they feel psychologically safe and health is being considered. This will have a positive knock-on effect to how organisations operate, making them more productive, more effective, and better places to work and do business with. It creates teams who trust one another and who will support continued organisational sustainability. It's important that we recognise that a wind of change promotes resistance. Some of you may have seen the acronym VUCA, VUCA, being used over the recent times. The VUCA was introduced to leadership training in the early 2000s and has been around since the late 1980s. So what does VUCA stand for in an organisation? Well, first, V, volatility. This is all about the speed of change happening in the world. This may include globalisation, climate change, and technology. And then we have U, uncertainty. To what extent can we predict the future and how can we prepare for it? Leads us on to C, complexity. What factors do we need to consider? How many are there to be considered? How do we interconnect with our environment and how can we analyse them? And finally, A, ambiguity. This has to do with the ability to interpret what is in front of us, the haziness of reality. So as a result, Catch the Wave needs to be considered as a long-term movement, educating decision makers to adapt their organisation through a period of transition and accelerating cultural change. This transition requires tools to achieve this, and the Catch the Wave initiative delivers this with a year-long programme of insightful research papers, webinars, free download materials, and a suite of social sustainability training courses for leaders, managers, and workers. The timeline for these activities is listed here, but we do not finish in December 2022. For the IOSH profession and the IOSH professional, this is actually just the beginning. Indeed, some have already started to realise their own visions for action inspired by Catch the Wave. There is a dedicated Catch the Wave area on IOSH's website where you can obtain additional information, such as the latest white paper, which explains why occupational safety and health and well-being is the foundation for socially sustainable business. Bite-sized learning, short on long course exploring the definition of social sustainability and human capital and what this means for business. Regular communication from us and heads up when IOSH are releasing new white papers and other resources. And resources and tools to help you measure, monitor and report on social sustainability within your organisation in the future. So IOSH invites you to tell your story about your work and how it can make working lives better and more sustainable, and how Catch the Wave will help you change the future for those around you. And this is exactly what Sheena O'Brien has done. Sheena is a risk manager based in Johannesburg. And when she was asked about Catch the Wave, she said, "Catch the Wave has instilled in me a sense of purpose. Health and safety is an integral part of any company's sustainability journey. It's my objective to ensure that people, and more specifically, the need of safer and healthier working environments, are elevated and represented on the sustainability agenda of my organisation to fulfil a necessary social need." So we encourage you to check out the free resources available and let us know if you have a story to tell like Sheena. Hopefully I've given you an insight into the Catch the Wave initiative. But if we had to summarise it in one sentence, Catch the Wave post-COVID is a call to action for all employers of every size to recognise your role in harnessing the power of your people by reaching out to the occupational safety and health professionals who operate at the heart of every community. So it is a call to action. And here are just a few ways you can get on board and catch that wave. We're now actually reaching out across the IOSH networks to seek commitment from our colleagues, partners and clients in inviting you to get involved. Sign up to the Catch the Wave initiative by visiting the IOSH website and download the free resources. Watch our webinar sessions as they come along. But those that have already taken place have been recorded and are available on demand via IOSH's website. June actually saw launch of training courses. So there's a Managing Sustainably Beyond Compliance, Understanding a Social Sustainability World of Work. And supplementing this is the second paper, IOSH's first ebook titled Wave Generation, a Model Approach to Social Sustainability, Safety and Health. But we're not stopping. There's lots of other things coming, lots of series of bite-sized courses, and the first is titled Catch the Wave People, and the second Catch the Wave Work and Environment. So thank you very much for your time today, and I hope you can join me to catch the wave. And I'd like to hand back to Rishi. Thank you so much, and I'm around to take any questions.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Let me just check the chat. See what questions we have.
I've probably stunned everybody into silence.
And I do not think we have any questions at the moment. Just asking again, anyone who has any questions, feel free to post them in the chat.
But certainly, while we're waiting for anybody to, if there are any questions, certainly would say to anybody, certainly go onto the IOSH website, have a look at the free resources readily available. I know I've recommended lots of people do it and they've really found them extremely useful. So if you have an opportunity, go on the website, just search Catch the Wave, and you'll have lots of information that will help you, how you and your organisations can progress forward.
Okay. I have one question from my own though. Those trainings that started in June, are they all virtual or are they in in-person sessions?
Other what? Sorry.
You said they were Catch the Wave training kicked off in June.
Yeah, they are ones. I don't have the full details of how those sessions are working. The ones that are available on the website are all free. They're all just free resources. But there are launching some of the programs which organisations, similar to sort of You're Managing Safely, can participate in.
Okay, great. Thank you. All right, so if there are no more questions, I want to say a heartfelt thanks to you, John, for taking the time out tonight. I know it's probably late in the afternoon. Some probably has already set where you're at. So we do thank you for taking time out to deliver this presentation to us. It will be posted on our microsite, the recording. And we again thank you for the time, and if there are any other questions that do pop up, we will send them to you.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you so
feedback.
much for the thanks so much for the invitation. It's nice to actually be able to join you, even if it is just virtual.
No problem. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.